Hello, Sagittarius. I'm Poetic Heretic, and this is your March 2020 Tarot Forecast. I'll be giving a reading to all Sagittarius individuals, sun, rising, and moon, for the month of March 2020. See what information, advice, and insight we can gain into the month ahead. So without further ado, we would like a Celtic cross reading for all Sagittarius people, sun, rising, and moon, for the month of March 2020. Let us see what we get. Whoa, there it is. Okay, here we go. For your current outside influences, Eight of Pentacles reversed. For the challenge, the Queen of Swords reversed. For the underlying energy, the Queen of Wands reversed. For the past, the Knight of Cups reversed. Wow, we've just got one character after another here in your reading. It does appear. For what you hope to achieve, the Eight of Wands. For the near future, the Ten of Wands reversed. For your attitude or position on the situation, the Four of Cups reversed. For the outside force coming in, the Knight of Wands reversed. For your hopes or fears, the Hermit. And the final outcome card, the Five of Pentacles reversed. All right, all's well that ends well, I suppose. Let us take a closer, deeper look here. So, beginning with your current outside influences, you got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Now, this can indicate issues, challenges, interruptions in your work, something that you're working on, whether that's related to like your official job or just a project you're working on of any kind. In some cases, this card, I'm not going to lie, can indicate a sense of laziness or not wanting to work. And so there may be some challenge around that. Of course, with the recent Mercury retrograde, I mean, it's almost like who could blame you perhaps for feeling a bit like not doing much or not wanting to move forward on something at this time. I mean, I don't know. I heard a quote years ago that said that went something like, laziness is the wisdom to not try to force something that you're not vibrationally ready for. And I don't know, I kind of sort of still agree with that, at least to some extent, but I guess you'll have to decide if that's appropriate for you or not. But anyway, for your challenge card this month, you got the Queen of Swords, and it did come up reversed, but let's check it out upright. The Queen of Swords, the challenge, clarity of perception, seeing things for what they are, a penetrating insight. Nothing escapes the Queen of Swords and her vision, but The cards are saying here specifically that this is your challenge this month to see things that clearly. And again, with that Mercury retrograde, it makes a lot of sense that one's challenge this month would be to see things clearly. In another sense, we could say, especially since this did come up reversed when you got it, um, checking in with your friends and allies. Is there someone around you who might be a bit dubious, who might be a bit untrustworthy, that sort of thing? Could there be maybe even an adult female air sign that would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, like an air sign woman who you have some conflict with? That may be an issue as well, but we'll sort of flesh that out as we go. For the underlying energy, everything forming a foundation for your situation this month, you got the Queen of Wands reversed. So this is the energy of not being as courageous as usual, not having a sense of resoluteness and directness and willingness or willpower, but this is the underlying energy. And so it's almost like saying that for you this month, where you would normally be able to rely upon a very like assertive, passionate, direct energy, either in yourself or in someone else, you're not having that support as strongly this month. There's a blockage in that area. There may even be a sense of like fear or discouragement, again, either in yourself or someone else, that is causing potentially some support issues for you this month. As for whether this continues or not, well, the results are a bit mixed for a while, but then your outcome card is at the very least mostly a good one. And so it looks like, there's a good probability that things clear up by the end of the month, but we will have to see. For the past and issues you've had to deal with that then lead into the present, you got the Knight of Cups reversed. So has there been a problematic lover that you have had to leave behind, or that maybe is trying to prevent you from leaving them behind and is still trying to sort of interfere with things for you this month? Well, that's one strong possibility here with this card. So don't let them do that. Don't let that happen. Take the Queen of Swords message from the challenge card or as a challenge card and maintain your mental clarity as best you can. However, the Knight of Cups reversed in a more specific sense can at times indicate the need to remove oneself from emotional entanglements. So is there someone or multiple people that you need to remove yourself from that is not good for you? Is there someone you need to cut ties with, cut the cord with? Only you can know, but that is a strong indicator with this card as well. In some instances, Knight of Cups reverse can just be emotional challenges in general. Like if we really generalize this card, like emotional coldness or indifference, not feeling very much, or just feeling a sort of melancholia, sort of sadness, that sort of thing, which may be affecting some of you, particularly early on this month, as we see with that Eight of Pentacles reversal, like making you feel like you're not ready to move forward with things or don't want to move forward with things just yet. However, that said, as we get on into the rest of the month, for what you hope to achieve, you do have the Eight of Wands. This is like your highest hope, your highest goal, what you're reaching for, what you're focused upon this month. Well, the Eight of Wands is an energy of wanting to move forward, of wanting quick, rapid change, of wanting to push ahead into the new, swift developments, brainstorming, working under pressure, working against the clock, all of these sorts of things, wanting to move very quickly. Now, as for whether that is likely to happen or not, sadly, as I look forward into the rest of your reading, it doesn't look that probable. It just doesn't. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and just freaking tell you what you want to hear, because it's going to end up getting me more views or whatever if I just tell people what they want to hear. No, the hell with that. You'll be reaching for this month. It's not likely to happen. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. However, that's not to say that things are going to be bad. They're just not going to move as quickly as you want them to. That's all. Now, with this being a second 8, we had another 8 earlier with that 8 of Pentacles. Your 8th house is activated. The 8th house is the house of secrets. It is the house of shared resources. It is the house of, some will say, sex, death, and taxes, though I think those are not always how it manifests, especially sex. I don't know if is all that likely in the 8th house as many people say it is. Death can be a thing, but it's often like a metaphorical death. Taxes, well, I suppose it can be it from time to time. But so issues like that, again, let's see, shared resources like your partner's income or your partner's money, issues surrounding mortality, deep psychological issues, deep dark things, sort of like deep dark realities, all that falls in the 8th house. So any or all of those subjects or those areas of life can be activated for you in a more powerful way this month. All right. For the near future, you got the 10 of Wands reversed. So this represents about the first week or 2 of the month. 10 of Wands reversed, releasing and letting go of the heavy burden. There is relief in this card so much of the time. There is letting go of something in whatever form that takes for you. Now, sometimes in a more negative sense, this card in its reversal could indicate like weakness at the crucial moment and not quite completing something that you would have really had to push yourself to complete, and that would have been really worth completing. And so if that sounds like you, indeed, my advice is to push yourself to complete it. But I think for the vast majority of you, this first week or 2 of March contains great relief and letting go of a heavy burden. I almost wonder if perhaps Mercury returning to the sign of Aquarius for those first 2 weeks if that is perhaps giving many a Sagittarian great relief this month. I wouldn't be surprised. And of course, well, let us see. Returning to the sign of Aquarius for you, Sagittarius, that is your 3rd house of communication, mental activity, short distance travel, that sort of thing. So, expect in the first week or 2 of March, things that happened like a month ago, or even things that happened within the past month, to finally start making sense and or come back up. For your attitude or position on the situation about halfway through the month, you got the 4 of Cups reversed. A greater openness to possibilities, a greater openness to what the universe is trying to offer you, what the universe may be trying to provide to you. Less stubbornness. So this is good. This is a step in the right direction, I would say. In some cases, there may still be, let's see, in the 4 of Cups reversed, an element of stagnation or excess rigidity, in which case I would say the message is to try to loosen that up a bit, try to be a bit more open, don't be overly guarded against the world, because, as the classic advice goes, you can protect yourself, but as you protect yourself and put up those walls, you may keep bad things out, but you also prevent good things from coming in. And so you got to be cognizant of that. For the outside force coming in, you got the Knight of Wands reversed. So this is something or someone coming at you, particularly likely later in the month. With it being a court card, it is indeed likely to be someone, particularly an adult male fire sign. Could be a Sagittarius like yourself, or it could be an Aries or Leo. Now, the card is reversed, so this might be someone that you have a bit of a conflict with. However, I'm not seeing any indicators of this being a serious conflict, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But there may be some kind of obstacle involving another person who either literally is a fire sign or just has that fiery energy, that passion, that spontaneity, that impulsiveness, that willfulness, that assertion. And, maybe it's just better that you don't buy whatever this person is selling, so to speak. All right, so for your hopes or fears, you got the Hermit card. So we could be looking at a couple of things with this card, but so often we're looking at silent withdrawal, seclusion, getting away from things, a vacation, a retreat, rest, and that sort of thing. So falling in your hopes or fears, you're hoping that you can get away from things as needed, that you can get the rest that you need this month, and who could blame you? There's also with the Hermit card this element of wisdom and knowledge gained from experience, and sometimes teaching that as well. And so let me sort of scan the rest of your reading here again real quick. There's almost this slight, subtle suggestion that for some of you, there may be a desire this month to almost gain some hidden knowledge or hidden wisdom, like even stuff relating to astrology and tarot, as we're working with right now, like occult knowledge, that eighth house being activated, and occult knowledge so often seems to fall in the eighth house, though it could certainly be said to be a ninth house matter as well. Well, this does happen to be a 9, as a matter of fact, the Hermit card. But yeah, there seems to be an element of that here as well. So, well, there you go. Hopes or fears. There may even, with the Hermit card showing up like that, there may even be for some of you a particular person who comes into your life who helps teach you some spiritual things or metaphysical things or occult things, or just some kind of knowledge. So interesting stuff there indeed. So for the final outcome card, how you are completing the month of March 2020, you got the 5 of Pentacles reversed. The recovery from a difficult situation, especially recovery from difficult financial situations, the financial recovery. Things may not be perfect now, but they're moving in the right direction. There's some movement away from the difficulties and towards better times, healing, improving times. Now, it's not always financial stuff. It can also be in other areas of your life, relationships improving, your health improving, things of this nature. So indeed, like I said earlier, it is true. You're not likely to get everything you want this month. That's just the reality. But things are likely to begin moving very much in the right direction for you, more and more in the direction of what you want, or at the very least, improving times in general. So I guess no one really wants to be told be patient, but I would say try to be a little bit patient if it seems like things aren't going quite your way immediately this month. Everything has its due time. It's like, if studying astrology and tarot has taught me anything over the last few years, it's that everything has its due time. You should never try to force something to come before it is time for it to arrive. in your life. So that's about it, Sagittarius. It's like on that note, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to subscribe, as I'm always streaming more astrology and tarot related content to this channel. I hope you have a great month of March. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.